going to give you the best answer I can come up with. So since a lot of you already have TikToks already, that's great. If you can answer this question, how many of you have over, let's say 5,000 followers, then 10,000 followers, or 20,000 followers? So you can go ahead and answer that in the chat. If it's more than, if it's a substantial amount of people that are replying, let me know. That way I can judge how I'm going to talk about this app. But let's first, I want to introduce what is TikTok. First of all, it is an app that you can discover so many different things. You can discover new hobbies, you can discover new trades, skills, you can meet a lot of different people. You can even see people that are already on TV doing some things that are a lot more casual. Why is that important? Because you get to see a side of people that seem more casual, real, not so overproduced, and not to take a hit at Instagram, but overproduced. And that tends to make people feel like, can you really compete with that? Do you sometimes you wake up and you're trying to create some content and people get into that comparing syndrome to where, oh, well, I can't put 3 hours into this image to make this post or spend 4 hours trying to come up with the most insightful thing, right? And that's where TikTok comes in. It's kind of like for people like me, I tend to think about 15 different things at once. And it's kind of hard for me to either stay on track and create content. But with TikTok, you can just do it right then and there. People tend to not care if you're doing some messing up on some words, or if you're just not, acting the best way you can, or if you're doing the conversational style, doing transitions and things like that. If you're just not good at it, the community there is a lot more responsive and supportive than you would find in any other app. I'm pretty sure a lot of you would agree with that. You'd see people in the comments being more supportive and uplifting when you see, I don't know, a duck crossing the road and someone goes out there and pick it up because it's in the middle of the highway. And you're like, oh my God, there's a duck in the middle of the highway. And you just see in the comments people being more supportive. That is a beautiful thing to have. And TikTok really caters around that type of content. It's quick, it's simple, it's easy, and it's every day. If anyone has ever wondered, why should you have a TikTok? Take that question, throw it out the door. It's understandable, but it's something you should just throw in the trash, because if you have to ask in today's world, if you have to ask, why should I have that? Then you're way behind, further than you need to be. Not that you need to have every new app and every new social media presence out there, but some of the top ones, such as TikTok, Facebook, IG, Snapchat, YouTube, they're very useful. And TikTok is right now is becoming a major competitor. So I'm not going to get into, boasting up TikTok as if I'm a sponsor for them. I'm not going to do that. However, it's a great freaking app. I want to ask this question. What do we get on the response for people with over 5,000, 10,000, or 20? What do we get there?
We don't have anyone in those numbers, but the highest I'm seeing is Carol has 666 and she wants to get away from that number. So we'll go and follow her. We have someone
there you go
with just under 300. We have 222. And then there's like me who has 7 and Chris who has 2.
I'm going to have to see some of these profiles. If someone upload your profiles, I want to do a quick evaluation of them. And don't worry, I'm going to be gentle with it, but I want to do an evaluation of that. But anywho, if you're, since a lot of the individuals aren't over 5,000 or aren't over 10,000, just comment yes or no. Do you think it matters? I want that question to really sink in. Do you think it matters that you have this amount of followers or that amount of followers? And then I want to wait like a good 20 seconds. I want everybody to actually answer that one. Just take your time. Just take your time on that. I'm gonna count to 20 in my head and see where that goes.
Seeing some yeses. Depends.
Oh, I saw it depend on your purpose. I like that.
Oh, good. You can see these. Okay.
Some of them, yeah. Awesome. Awesome.
Yes, for the
Okay.
chapter account. Yep.
What is the one that said I found the mutual something? I didn't read all of that.
Yes, it matters. I also found that the mutual I have are some of my favorite people.
Oh, okay.
What do you mean by that?
Cool. So the reason I was asking, do you think it matters? Because I'm going to give you an answer that's going to contradict that. It absolutely doesn't matter how many followers, how many likes, any of that. How many views you have barely matters. It does and it doesn't. It's a twofold. Now, before we get into how to make them and whatnot, I want you to understand one thing about these views, likes, and all of these followers. Now, the following base is mostly based off of the younger generation. They do have a segment of middle. I'm not going to say middle age. They do have a segment of people from, let's say, 20 to 40 and 40 to 60 and however. But one of the things that I end up telling a lot of people about is the fact that younger people are more likely to hit that follow button. Oh my goodness. And I'm talking younger people under the age of 15. So when you see people with 20 million followers, they have like 20 million 8-year-olds. Okay. There's a lot of little 7, 8, 9, 10, 11-year-olds just watching their content. And for the ones who have more of the mature content or the organizations and the businesses around that, they do have those same type of followers. And they're also like mostly of the younger age, because that is the larger demographic of that app whatsoever being used. Now, I wouldn't say that it doesn't matter because of that, but I would say no matter where your videos go, that's the part that matters. When you get 300 views as opposed to 3,000 views, 3,000 views to an 8-year-old, it's not going to result into any type of conversion for any type of situation that you're doing, other than the fact that 3,000 8-year-olds just saw your ad and they like it and whatnot. Okay, or not advertisement, or whatever post that you may have made. 300, I don't know, people my age, 30-year-olds, 32-year-olds, 25-year-olds, my age, we're more likely to react. We're more likely to do something. The call to action, well, we're more likely to convert. Do anybody get that or agree, disagree? Let me see some yeses, some nos, some hands raised. I see some yes, agrees. Following up with more agrees. All right, cool. That means I haven't lost you. That's great. So that's why I would say you never do want to try to be like, oh, well, I want to have more followers. I really want to do this. I really want to do that. Even though your purpose is a certain thing, your purpose right now is to recruit more of the younger audiences. Am I right? I'm correct with that. And to do so, you would think that you should possibly be out there making stuff that caters directly to them? Absolutely not. That's where, and don't throw something at me. Oh, wow, you can't. All right, this is cool. I like Zoom. So don't throw any emojis at me in the chat. But this was where the 8-year-olds and the younger audiences come into a major play. And that's where it takes me next to the content creation. So when you're creating content, the easiest thing to do is to just do it. If you have your phone in your hand and you're wanting, or let's say your purpose is to recruit or to get 20-year-olds to 30-year-olds to be a part of your organization and spread the word. Okay. If you're one of the members and you have your phone and your cat is doing something really funny, record it. Take a few clips. You never want to just sit there and look at the cat. Where's my phone? Let me do something real quick. I'm going to end this because it looks like I won't be using this to do any showing, but I want to show you something when it comes down to the recording part of the content creation. Okay. A lot of the times people sit there and they will record, they will take the camera and they will tilt it down to whatever they're looking at and then have it gone. If you do want to have better views, if you do want it to be better quality, having things, having your camera at eye level, like this, like right now my camera is at eye level, and to have the subject, like right there in the middle, it makes the world of a difference. No matter what it is, I could be doing something about a fan or a cat or a chair, but the way that I can't say film. Now, what do they say? The way that I record it makes all of the difference. Now, that's pushing past the conceptualizing of the ideas. And again, stop me if I'm moving too quick, or say, hey, repeat that, or let's go somewhere if I'm just going way too far into this, okay? Okay. So when you're recording or when you're making the ideas of the concepts, it comes down to what you want to do, what you feel best at creating. Because if you create something, and let's say you're more of a dog person, but a cat was doing something super funny and then it went viral, you're going to be stuck in viral cat world for quite some time. It's the way that algorithm works. And that's why whenever I'm informing somebody that when they're conceptualizing content, when they're making content, make it around something that you can constantly repeat, something that's comfortable, and that you can be okay with doing over and over, even though you'll change up the style. What I mean by that is, you know what? Somebody put their TikTok at in the chat link. I want to bring somebody's up. Who's going to be the one? Who are we going to pick today?
Well, if you scroll up, a lot of people put theirs in the chat.
They did. Oh, so hold on. Let me look at this.
Scroll up a little bit.
Joe, let's see. That was the first one that came up when I went to it. Let's find this one. I guess this would have been a nice time to do the screen recording, huh?
Yeah.
But let's see this. Yeah, Noah Joe. Can someone tell me that name again? Noah Joe.
Noah Joe. So Joec.
Gotcha. Cool. We only have one video. However, so not sharing the screen. This video is of a trip, and let's see. You won't be able to see it directly, but this should show something very well. You see here all of this blank space, and you see all this blank space. Only so many videos pass the algorithm and go into the viral world when they post things in 16:9, which is the wide view YouTube style when you're about to turn your phone. First thing I would advise someone, don't ever upload things like that. If you do, maybe stretch them out, enhance the aspect ratio, or download another app such as VidEasy or InShot or things like that. TikTok caters around the 9:16 aspect ratio, which means they want to see all that screen utilized. They want every bit of that screen real estate used. Now, with this one, this was some on the water surfing type of thing, or skiing. It was not skiing, but water skiing. It was something that looked fun. Oh my goodness. And it looked like a big cruise ship. It was absolutely beautiful. If that had went massively viral, you would be stuck in trying to upload cruise ship oriented the content. So that just goes back to say, for me to reiterate, when you're making stuff, make sure that you're creating things that are catered around your interests. That way it's not going to seem such as a burden and a job. Because right now, for anybody who has TikTok, I have another question. And it's simple yes or no. Who all feels that when you're creating content, that it's kind of a burden? You wake up, and you just be like, I gotta create that, but it's gonna take this, and it's gonna take that, and it's gonna take that. Do you guys feel that same way, ladies and gentlemen? Anyone? Yes and no's? Yeah, I'm looking. No, it's fun to recall. We got it. Oh, good. That's beautiful. Yes. Nope, not at all. All right. Hey. Oh, I like this crowd. So I'm getting a lot of no's. I'm getting some yeses. So for the no's, said I just have to remember to do it. You're right. I get it. For the no's, that's very interesting. And if it is fun for you to record, yes, continue to do so and just continue to enhance the way that you record. And again, with the whole making sure things are at eye view. If you have a small animal or whatnot, don't record from the top. Take that phone, move it all the way down, get right there at that eye level or cat level, dog level, animal level, wherever you are, to get more of a cinematic feel. What that does is it draws the viewers attention in better. I'll just say that. We won't go into the whole marketing thing such as that, but it draws the viewers attention. One thing else I want to note is when you are creating and when you are recording, you want to have clips. These clips break the cycle. So what I mean by that is, I really should have saved that for that screen to be shared. I
You
don't
can
think I
still
have
do
any
that.
of them.
You can still do it if you want.
Yeah, I don't know about who I would bring up besides myself. I don't want to show my.
You can bring up anyone else. We put a lot of different things in the chat.
Are. Let's do that. If you just hold close real quick, let me try to get back into this Zoom meet. Okay. Open. Welcome me back in real quick with this one. And turn this volume down. All right. Can everyone still hear me? Could you make this where this the one that just joined can be able to share?
Okay, I'm trying. I'm not sure which one it is, but I'll just make all of them.
She's like, all of them gets clicked.
There's so many of you. Okay, you should be good.
Let's see. Nope.
Oh, okay. Try now.
Hey. All right. Let's go here and let's share. Okay, I'm pressing buttons here.
Is it not working?
All right, can everyone see everything here?
Yes.
Oh, yep. Look at that. That is something. So we're going, oh my Lord, we're going to choose mine. Okay. Oh my goodness. We're going to choose mine. We're going to do, where's one where I have a bunch of different clips, never mind my face and the faces that I'm making. Okay, right here. So we'll choose this one. Now, I want you to notice one thing. That's one angle. Second angle. Different. Different. Right. Okay. Wait a minute. Why did I go home? Katie! What are you doing?
Hey, Dad. Want to make a TikTok?
All right. Okay. So, where are we at? All right. So, no matter how embarrassing those things can be, one thing I wanted to make note of, did anyone notice the amount of different frames I had? Oh, I'm sorry. That's one of those questions that you can type yes or just shake your head because I can see everyone. Look at that. Cool. Those frames help with keeping viewer retention, because what it does is it makes something else pop up and you're like, oh, what was that? Oh, it changes. Oh, well, what's that? So it makes it where the viewer has to focus in. Now that helps with your viewer retention, and it really like breaks the mode to where you get past the first set of, I guess you can say, analysis that the algorithm does, and then you just keep going forward. So as you're creating these videos and as you're making them, you want to be mindful of how you're keeping the viewers' attention. A lot of the times people will try to go on and they're trying to do these long speeches, and people's patience on that app is very, very thin. Sad to say, it's very thin. But what you can do is when you're recording, you only record in clips. So you say what you have to say, such as, hi, I'm Jermaine McNeese. Let's see. But right there at that pause, you just stop recording and then you start again. Now, for all of you that already know these things, that's freaking awesome. For those of you who don't, you still can, you can message me at any time. For the contact information is going to be there. I'm gonna upload it. She can upload it. But it really does help when you take your time with trying to come up with the content and recording it in a specific manner. Now, sometimes it's not going to be fun when you have a purpose. That's where the purpose and the free flowing kind of butt heads, because you'll find yourself having to make content. You'll feel like you have to make content because when you get past a certain, I guess you could say, following count, mentally you'll feel, oh, I got to keep this momentum. I got to keep this momentum. I want to warn you ahead of time. Do not worry about the momentum. Do not worry about momentum, and do not worry about momentum. So for the most part, that's all I have to share, because everything else can get extremely technical. Right now, I want people to ask me some things or some back and forth that I can answer that you may have questions about, because I do advertisements for large corporations, marketing, and I have to create dozens and dozens of videos for both TikTok, Snapchat, YouTube, like on a daily basis. So I want you to ask me something. Okay. What have you got?
Are there any questions? Oh, there's a question in the chat. What are companies that run successful TikToks that we can apply to our chapters?
Companies that run successful TikToks that you can apply to. I don't quite understand that. Do you mean to mimic them?
I think, yeah. Tanya, do you want to clarify?
Yeah.
Yeah, our chapter wants to start a TikTok, but we don't really know how to go about it. So it's kind of like, who has successful TikToks, either from a company level or another chapter level, that we can then apply to our own chapter.
Oh, okay. Wow, I cannot think of this organization's name. Oh my goodness. I can't think of specifically one that you would be able to go right in and see their content. But what they do is they create, oh, let me get this, hold on. They create skits. And these skits that they create are no more than 15 seconds. And they cater around what the organization is about. This organization is over in California. And they were, at one point, what did they commission me for? They commissioned me to do some writing for this street that's real big, and it's big on a lot of the homeless people that are living on this street, and it's just getting overpopulated, by the homeless. And they would do these skits, and we would write them in a way to bring awareness, but it would also be very informative. I'm sorry. It'd be very informative to the people, which it brought awareness. I wish I could remember their tag, but it's really long. So if I do find it, I'll try to go ahead and upload that or share that with her, and she can just let you see it. But an easy way to go about starting it would be create the account, make sure that the information ties up to any outside social media accounts such as Instagram or YouTube, because TikTok does allow that, and it helps with the connection of your content. And you want that connection because then they can verify the fact that you're a real person. And getting over that hurdle is kind of annoying. Does that answer your question? Or at least halfway?
We have another good question in the chat. How important are hashtags or audio selection to the TikTok algorithm? Is there such a thing as too many hashtags?
Yes, it stops you at a few. It stops you after 3, and they possibly have changed that in the time that I said it. It stops you after 3, and if the algorithm, let me answer that in this section of it. If the algorithm does not know what you're doing, hashtag comes in handy. Same thing for YouTube as well. If you are doing something such as I'm going to say the organization, if you're inside the organization or you're inside a meeting, let's say even this town hall meeting, and the individuals were wondering what's going on. They don't know specifically this is a town hall meeting, maybe about TikTok. So hashtag town hall, hashtag TikTok would be very useful so that it would know where to push the content. The algorithm would know where to push the content and to which viewers. So it can be very helpful if the algorithm and the video just doesn't really detail enough. But at the same time, if the video does detail enough, they don't do anything, not at all. And what was the second part of that question? Sounds. Mm-hmm. Sounds are dangerous. Sounds are dangerous. This goes back to making the content centered around things that you do enjoy. If you end up going viral after using a sound, TikTok's most likely going to keep you around the area of uploading only using their sounds. They're going to want you to use the most recent sounds or the most trending sounds in order for your videos to reach the viewership. It's kind of a headache when you want to, let's say you got a brilliant idea and you just want to share it with your audience, and you get on there and you just start talking and it goes nowhere. And you're like, you really had a good subject. But because the app is used to you utilizing the sounds, or trending sounds or not, that's the way it determines how to share your information. I saw someone put up something.
Yeah. Is a video weighted more when it uses music versus live audio? I guess that kind of goes off of that question.
No, not at all. That's honestly a common misconception, and you'll have gurus talking about it left and right. Oh my goodness. But no, the algorithm does not depict between it, because it goes into, when you upload a video, when you produce a video, there's so many things that get placed within that algorithm that before it gets shown. If you are uploading a video, the algorithm has to check that video, do some analysis, go all the way through it. So you'll notice that it's been a kind of a pause before you get any views. If you make a video directly from the app, it's kind of like it's already scanning your area. It's kind of scary. We can get into that a whole other day. But it's kind of like it's scanning the area. It already knows what you're really about to post. As you're editing it, it's still analyzing the content, and it'll probably get sent to the viewers a lot sooner. So yeah, that's a tricky area, but no, it makes no difference.
What would you say about, so if you're not using too many hashtags, what's the best practice to gain and keep followers? Susan asks.
The best practice to gain, and you say keep? You say what?
Yes, gain and keep followers.
Oh, okay, cool. So, well, the following count that drops is not too bad. I haven't seen any major reports about people's accounts dropping until Facebook starts. Until TikTok does their purges. When they're doing their purges, they're getting rid of accounts that don't need to be there and things like that. So the best practices would be good lighting, as they always say, some good lighting, a good quick, what is it? Oh, I'm at a loss of words, y'all. I am so sorry. Attention grabber. There we go. a good attention grabber, something that can grab the viewer's attention and keep it. When you're doing that, you will be able to have a following that starts building up. You don't want to you don't want to mimic anyone. Now there's enough gurus out there, and there's enough piano playing cats. I take that back. There's not enough piano playing cats. So if you have a piano playing cat, keep it going. But for the most part, being consistent with your content, and you'll hear that day in and day out, but that's very important, because if the app just sees that you're on there and you're making a few videos at a time and then you leave for like 2 weeks, it has no purpose to truly keep pushing your content out. So you want to be consistent, maybe once a day, maybe, excuse that, that's loud. Maybe once a day, maybe once every 2 days, whatever's comfortable with you. You try to want to stay on that path. Depending on the interest of the organization, the content area, or the maker, that's what you're going to want to have to stay within. If you like to cook and you also like to, recruit individuals, then and I'm so sorry to have this little, I guess you say, lack of thought. Explain to me the totality, no, in a small bit, the whole organization. When you're saying recruit, what are you wanting to recruit the young individuals for, real quick?
Yeah, so these are chapters across the country that do like service in their community. They do young professional development, things like that. So it's like young professional group.
Okay, so within that, it's safe to say skill building, right?
Yeah.
Teaching, skill building, enhancements. Okay. So if you like cooking, if you're a TikToker and or if you're a person that likes to cook, you still can incorporate that into a message, because cooking is still a skill. And being able to teach that, being able to encourage that on your channel or on your page through the content that you create is also a form of content that you can continuously do, which would build followers, as well as have people most likely willing to try to see what's more about the organizations, come in and do more with it, without having to specifically say, hey, we want you to come in and do this, this, and that. No, you're going to create a space. You're going to create a nice space that welcomes people, and they're going to want to be a part of it, and they're going to ask you rather than you're recruiting them. No, you're just showing them the benefit of what you do and what you can teach. That's the way to bring people in.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, another question. Do you find that daily posting more or less is the best way to reach viewers? Like, is there a good amount of consistency, I guess?
If you can produce good content, consistency does matter. If you're producing 3 flop videos a day, you're just producing 3 flop videos a day. And that's, So is there a magic number? Not really. Unless you just want to grow astronomically. I've seen it happen. I wouldn't recommend it. It's just not sustainable. But yeah, if you're really good at making some content around that, you could post 3 times a day and do very well. One of my clients that, I've gotten his permission to speak about is, he changed the darn name, but basically what they do is they crush up stuff. They take one of those crushing bowls in the mixer, put a lot of stuff in it. He crushes it up and then he eats it. It's absolutely disgusting. I don't understand why, but he does it 3 times a day. He's went from, the time I know him, around 7 million followers. And this was in about 3 months' time, he's up to 22 million followers now. If you want, you can do that. But there's no magic number. It's just the power of the consistency after that. It's the snowball effect. Did that answer that one?
I think so. That was helpful.
Any others?
I have a question. So if the call to action, like obviously the goal of these videos is to get interest in the chapters, to eventually join the chapters, how would you say is the best way to get people to actually do something after watching a video, I guess, if that makes sense.
Now that's that subliminal marketing. Now that comes into when I would say create content that begs the question. What I mean by that is you're kind of creating an ad, but you're really not. If you want to get those specific type of individuals to have that call to action, show them what they're doing by doing it. So if you want to have them, being out in the community and helping, it's a difference from showing the people out there in the community and doing the help. That's lovely. That's great. That's not the content to show. The content that would be best to show around that would be the conversations between the people while they're out there. If let's say you're doing a neighborhood cleanup, we'll just do one of those. And everybody's out there picking up things. Somebody could be with a camera and going up to them and saying, what's the most interesting thing you found out here? Oh, I found this Dorito bag and blah, 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 blah. Things like that are just easygoing builds an interest. Now people want to know what's going on there. That's the call to action. You didn't really create one. You didn't really write one. You didn't do anything but show your work, show your mission, show what you're out there doing. And in turn, that made someone else become interested. So instead of thinking so hard into how do we get them to convert, or how do we really get this call to action, be more mindful of what message are you sending. Hopefully that was helpful.
Totally. I love that idea of like most interesting trash, or like whatever your event is that you're putting on, find like an interesting spin on it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's those moments, those random moments that tend to do better than almost anything that people can make up.
Mm-hmm.
Just this situation alone. I could have easily prepared a whole script and a whole speech that possibly wouldn't have been as effective for individuals who just want to, let me ask the questions. Let me get to it. Okay, ask the questions. Because I have some answers. I don't know everything, but I'll say I don't know if I don't.
That's amazing. Yeah, any other last questions? Did we miss any here? Anyone? Last chance. Get them while you can.
Yeah, I give the are you sure?
I would love for you. Can you do one more like analysis of a profile?
Yeah.
Let's do Carol's. So she has the most, I think, of anyone here. Her TikTok is what was it, Carol? Zombrosia. ZOMBROSIA.
It's like the South, but with zombies.
There you go.
Okay. Oh, well, look at that. Okay. I can instantly see why your profile has been suppressed. Okay. So right here is a good example of content that may be absolutely great. Let's see. I'm going to click the...
In this episode of Country Living, I give you this precious little fat birdie who's flying around with 4 of his feathered friends, and I'm pretty sure that this is what happens when a cardinal and a blue jay have a baby together. I shall call them the Cardi Jay. In this episode of Country Living.
Okay, that was actually a good video because it was a little bit harder to understand. I can see why that one kind of went down. Let's choose another random one. Bam. Of course I'm gonna go for kiddos.
What are you doing?
I'm putting some ocean in the cups
Oh.
for it to dry.
Oh. What are you doing?
I'm putting some ocean.
Right, that was cute. Okay, so quick analysis. First of all, I want to say this account is being highly suppressed. You can see by saying, 87, 69, 98, it is staying less than 100 individuals whatsoever. What it's doing is it's treating this account as as a child's account because there are children in it. Now you may say, well, Jermaine, You have both of your daughters and yours. Well, that's a difference. So until your account hits a certain number of followers and the algorithm gets used to you putting, your little ones up, it's going to believe that the little ones are the ones with the account. That is a dangerous field to go between. See, I can see here that we have little ones at the top, little ones again, and little ones again. But you have some great views on a lot of them. Even one that I saw that reached 500,000 mark.
Pew! Pew, pew, pew! Hold up. Wait a minute. It's a toddler.
Interesting. So this one most likely had a lot. Oh, not as many shares as I thought it would. So when people make duets to your video, that gives it a lot more of some clout and whatnot. So with that one, that's an interesting one. But what tends to happen is when you, like I said earlier, when you have a younger person in it, it's real dangerous to do that early on. It's really not good to try to start out and having your toddlers and whatnot into the videos and until after maybe at least 10 or 20,000 followers, just so the algorithm can get used to the fact that this is an adult account. I know that personally because my account has been banned 3 times, not 1, not 2, but 3 times. And it gets kind of a headache. And I'm in every last one of my videos, but TikTok has a lot of guidelines that they have to stay between. So my suggestion for that page would be start uploading for the next 10 or so. Have an adult within 90% of the video, and then a kid might pop up or so. That would be better for that page. And after it grows, then you can change it.
Nice. Carol, any questions?
It's just so hard because she's obviously the star of the family. So
yeah. So an easy thing to do with that is, and it wouldn't even rack too much of your brain, is one thing that I do is I just go back to the conversations that I have with my daughters, and I'll just put those in the content area. And when you're adding those captions, when you're adding things to the screen, you want to stay away from that. You can add captions, and that's nice, but now that they have the new captions option, you can just click that and go about your day. You don't want to add any more of those GIFs and those stickers because, again, mostly 8-year-olds, 9-year-olds use those. So when they're being used, the algorithm instantly is like, oh, there's a kid being used this. We're not going to push that to 100,000 people to see. It's a minor. They're not likely to do that one.
well, it's nice of TikTok to think I'm so young.
Well,
That's awesome.
yeah, they do. Yeah, they do.
Shit.
Mm-hmm. But any other accounts that you might want me to do some briefs on?
Oh, we had one question come up.
What's that?
Do you find that TikTok tends to lead people to YouTube or Instagram, or does it tend to be like a place where people just stay?
Oh no, they want you to stay, and they've done very well at that. In fact, they're the best at it. It's kind of amazing. Their algorithm right now is the best. They're being copied, and when you have tech or software that's being copied, that means you're really leading the way. A lot of individuals can lead you off of the platform. So let's say you wanted them to, let's say you have a channel and you wanted people to go from your TikTok page over to your channel. They allow you to have all of these links because a lot of people visit your profile. And when they visit your profile, they have the opportunity to go to your channel and click on your subscribe button and things like that. So it's a good, I guess you could say, lead generator. It's a good lead generator and one of the best. But TikTok specifically wants to keep their viewers on that app. So when you're posting things such as, hey, follow me on YouTube, they're going to suppress that so quick as it's not even funny because they don't want their people leaving the app.
Good point.
Kind of like if you're in Walmart or Target, and the service is kind of like really bad, a lot of people will say, well, that's because of the roof. Not really. That's purpose. That's on purpose. So when you are using their app or when you're using their Wi-Fi, they can now track what's being searched when you're doing a price check or something to now offset the reason why people are going away from the store. Same thing with TikTok. When someone is on that app, if someone gets taken off, they're going to find out why. And they're going to track that movement, such as this, like I said, that's another conversation, but it's kind of creepy, but they're going to track that movement. If I saw a horse jumping in some water and that page also had a link to their YouTube, and I go and click it, TikTok is now going to, let's say, just remember that. And they're going to start showing me more horses jumping in water. And that reason I don't have any reason to leave the app. Hopefully that was clear.
Yeah. Okay. They wanted you, so we want to do one more analysis if you are able. That'd be awesome. So Kayla is on here. Is the fox and the otter is the username. And in the meantime, the fox and the otter. In the meantime, do you have any video editing software that you love?
InShot.
InShot?
InShot for the win. It's the easiest app to use. Do I have it on my phone? Yeah, InShot. Easiest app to use, just because of the fact that you can easily make things and splice them together just a push of a button. However, when you're making content, and I don't think I actually hit on that, when you're making content for TikTok, you really want to stay within the app. You want to use the app at as many times as you can, because when you're uploading content, it gets, again, if you're a new page, it goes through so much. It's so much easier to grow that page when you're creating from the app, because again, the app can see everything that you're already uploading. It doesn't have to overanalyze it. When you're uploading something, it has to check for viruses. It has to make sure that it's abiding by the guidelines. It has to do so much more work that sometimes it could just get overlooked in the process altogether. So what was that? I'm sorry, did that answer?
Yeah, I think that was great. It's the fox and the otter.
There we go. All right. Oh, that's so cute. Okay. This is a tricky one. Because it's animal centric. But what happened here? Oh, I really was waiting for something. I didn't know what was going to happen.
We'll be friends, won't we? Won't we? Nope, that's not a go. Clover's not getting attention.
Okay. Let's see this. Oh, man, I totally thought that was something else. Okay. Okay. So if I were to do a quick analysis of this one, that goes back to the first time I think some of the first things I was talking about, the recording and doing this and recording, doing that kind of like at eye level. And then it also corresponds with the whole clips, multiple clips. So we have beautiful animals, and what's lacking is a storyline. Why are we watching these animals? What are we waiting for? Is something going to happen? Is there a reason for me to watch this video a second time? No. All I am seeing is something being told that I can easily remember. Nothing really, slip past my eye. So the viewer retention didn't pass their 100 and 200 check. That's why you would see a lot of those videos that had 200 views, maybe 300 views. Because when you upload or when you utilize those or when you make a video they go through a certain amount of viewers, and then after they pass that check, if someone shares it or comments on it, rewatches it multiple times, then it gets pushed to a different tier of individuals of how many times they're going to watch it, and then they judge it from there. So after 1,000 people watch it, and they're like, well, out of the 1,000 people, 40% rewatched it. Okay, let's show it to 10,000 people. And that's how you see all those views that just keep piling. They go through a process of being, it's like a check, if you will, traffic check, something like that. Or quality check. There we go. That's better.
Kayla, any questions?
Come on.
Hey, sorry. No, that was really interesting because I tend to tell my story, my experience, the life of my animals on Facebook and Instagram. It doesn't really cross my mind necessarily to take that same narrative to TikTok, because TikTok feels so much more visual, and so that's it's a great critique, because that kind of means that what I'm doing on Facebook that's working, I kind of need to take over to TikTok.
And if you don't want to do much talking, of course, this is when there would be okay to use sounds, because animals aren't going to do a lot of sound. And with animal accounts such as that,
Have you met a goat? I said, have you ever met a goat?
Oh, like they talk. With the animal accounts, that's when it would be doable to utilize sounds, because next thing you know, you get some interesting sounds and people like, oh, a goat said that. Oh my God. And it's funny. They will rewatch it again because the story plays over. If it was something funny that happened, or something sad that happened, or if it was something totally unrelated to it, you would be able to use a trending sound, a relative sound, I would say, that you're seeing or hearing, and you match that up with the videos that you're shooting of the animals. Doing that, you can create some pretty outgoing stuff, such as the one that everybody hears nowadays is just the oh no. What is it? Oh no, oh no, oh no, 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 no. Well, that one, oh my goodness, I'm pretty sure your animals have done something on the farm or in the area to where you're like, oh, this is going to happen, this is going to happen, and then it happens. So that's when it'd be kind of wise to utilize a sound. That way you don't have to come up with dialogue and whatnot.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I don't have anything else to add. That's great info. That's for me.
Yeah, that's some stuff.
Nice. All right. Well, I think any last questions? We're pretty much at time now. But thank you so much, Jermaine. This was really awesome, really helpful. We appreciate you being here.
That's what I do. I don't mind it. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and I put his contact info in the chat in case anyone wants to reach out to him directly.
Yeah.
And work with him in the future. I know he has a lot of great ideas. So yeah, thank you, and we'll be in touch for sure.
Oh, it's no problem. Y'all have a lovely one, and hope to hear from some of you soon, and keep on ticking, okay?
I love it. Thank you. As for everyone else, real quick, I want to say one last thing. I didn't do the YouTube shorts part of it. I just felt like we could be more productive while we had Jermaine here on the TikTok side of things. So I'm going to put it on the mini course. If you don't have that info yet, I just put it in the chat. Join the mini course. I'll put the YouTube info up there as well as this recording. So definitely use that, and let's all follow each other on TikTok and encourage each other to do these things. So everyone have a good night. Thank you for coming. Bye.